Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be demonstrating GPT Search, which is one of the latest features provided inside of ChatGPT. GPT Search combines the power of web browsing with large language models. We'll be using it to analyze a company's recent financial performance and outlook and identify any key trends that could impact its future performance. GPT Search addresses one of the biggest limitations of generative AI, which is outdated information. Without this feature, if I were to ask ChatGPT about a company's recent financial results or any other current events, it can only provide me with data up to its knowledge cutoff date, which in the case of ChatGPT right now is about a year old. Integrating real-time web search with the power of large language models opens up a wide range of applications across domains, including investment research. So let's dive in and see how powerful this combination can be. I'm here on my ChatGPT Plus terminal, and I'm just going to start off with something really simple. I'll instruct ChatGPT to summarize the recent quarterly financial results of Visa. And then I'm going to select the Search the Web icon, which initializes GPT Search. Now I'll submit this, and we can see that GPT provided what looks to be, a fairly good summary of the financial results. Provides an overview of the key metrics in Q4 and then also key metrics for the fiscal year. Mentions that the company did increase its dividend 13% and then also that there is an antitrust lawsuit. So this is giving us some information, and in many cases a simple prompt like what we used here would be fully sufficient. The problem is that there's different ways to summarize an earnings release, and by using a prompt that doesn't specify exactly what we're looking for, you're really leaving it up to ChatGPT to make those decisions for you. Now, one of the important things that I want to point out here are the sources. So I'm going to click this sources button and I'm going to go over here. And this tells you what internet sources ChatGPT is using in order to come up with this response. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to modify this prompt with something that provides more context in terms of what we're looking for. This new prompt provides ChatGPT with a persona as a financial analyst, highlighting relevant metrics like revenue growth, profit margins, adjusted EBITDA, earnings per share, and forward guidance. It also provides more context in terms of who is going to be using this information. And now we'll just provide the instructions, summarize the recent financial results, and we will submit this. At first glance, this definitely seems to be a more comprehensive summary. Really, when it comes down to prompt engineering, you have to iterate on these prompts so that you can build something that is suitable for your own specific use case. But what we can see here is that it provides information on the revenue, the earnings, the adjusted earnings, some of the key operating metrics, provides some key information on the full year results, and then some strategic developments as well, including a little bit of information about the company's outlook. And again, we can go down to the sources and verify what information the model is using in order to create this summary. So this is one of the best features, is actually being able to see what those sources are. One of the things I've noticed while doing this is that in a minority of cases, ChatGPT may not get the proper earnings release. So it might not be the most recent earnings release, but by verifying the sources, it's pretty easy to check that the information that the model is using is current, and that's what you want. So from here, we can also ask some follow-up questions as well. I'm going to start off with, what are the key initiatives that the company is pursuing to support future growth and profitability? Searching the web. And now it's just providing some information about the company's initiatives. And we can review the sources here so we can see where this is coming from. It's coming from the Wall Street Journal, Visa's own website, Reuters, and additional sources as well. One more follow-up question here. I'll just ask, are there any company-specific risks that potential Visa investors should be aware of? And I will submit this. Now it's providing some of these key risks, regulatory and legal. It talks a little bit about the antitrust lawsuit, competitive pressures. It talks about the Federal Reserve's launch of FedNow. And what I want to do is I want to summarize all of these key points into a single research report or research note that could be used for future reference or potentially distributed. I'll provide ChatGPT with this prompt. And now we're provided with a nice little research note summary of all of the information that we were able to generate from our recent prompts. Now, one thing that I noticed is that I didn't turn off the search feature when I asked it to summarize the information. So I'm just going to do that and we can see what the difference is. Now, what I do notice is that it focused on the key risks and strategic initiatives and didn't give any information about the recent financial results. I'm going to actually just modify this. And I'll just say summarize all of the information in this conversation. And let's see if this works better. And now we're getting a different output. Visa Inc. research note prepared for the Investment Research Committee. It provides that information we wanted on the recent financial performance, strategic initiatives, and risks, as well as additional developments. So this is pretty comprehensive. Now, the next question, of course, that anybody is going to want to ask is, can we trust this information? How accurate is it? Accuracy is an incredibly important thing to discuss when it comes to getting outputs from large language models and trusting them. There are many strategies that we can pursue in order to increase accuracy. I'm not going to dive deep into those strategies in this video because really it requires its own videos and its own focus. But what we can do in this video is just quickly spot check some of the key facts here to get a sense of whether or not we can trust the accuracy. I'll go right to Visa's quarterly results and we can look at some of this information. So net revenue increased 12% year over year to 9.6 billion. And that looks to be accurate. Payments volume up 8% year over year. That's also accurate. Non-GAAP earnings per share up 16% to 271. And that's accurate. I can also check some of this more qualitative information. Deployed over 500 AI applications to enhance productivity in combat fraud. And based on a Google search, that appears to be correct as well. So we can keep going here, and certainly how vigorously you verify each individual fact depends on what the ultimate use case of this report is going to be. But in only the matter of a few minutes, we were able to get up-to-date information on the company's financial performance, outlook, key risks, and industry trends, and produce what is a fairly comprehensive and useful report for somebody who just wants to get a general idea of how the company has been performing and what it looks like going forward. And this really just barely scratches the surface of what large language models, especially when they're combined with real-time data, can do with respect to improving research efficiency and enhancing decision-making. We're going to be exploring these applications in future videos. So if you're interested in how generative AI can be applied to investment research and investment management tasks, then stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.